Now let's discuss the last part of proteins, which will be all about proteins in other body fluids. Let's look at urine formation. The kidneys filter unwanted substances from the blood and produce urine to excrete them. There are three main steps of urine formation. First is glomerular filtration, reabsorption, and secretion. These processes ensure that only wastes and excess water are removed from the body. The glomerulus filters water and other substances from the bloodstream, and you will find out later that
the filtration membrane blocks blood cells and large proteins, but allows water and small solutes to pass.
paano ba yun nangyayari? So ganito yun siya. Inside a healthy kidney, the blood, remember, has a lot of solutes and it has negatively charged albumin and other proteins, of which the filter, or in this case, yun yung glomerulus, is what? It allows water, it allows substances, except for those substances that are large and those that are negatively charged. Because inside a healthy kidney, the glomerulus bears what? It bears the shield of negativity. And in this case, albumin is negatively charged. Because of the shield of negativity, the glomerulus effectively repels negatively charged albumin. However, inside a damaged kidney, what happens to the glomerulus? There is actually the loss of the shield of negativity. So, nasisira ang filtration capacity of the glomerulus, allowing the albumin to pass through despite its large size, and additionally, it is no longer being repelled by the shield of negativity. Kasi nga, nawala ang shield of negativity. So again, ito yung composition ng ating glomerulus. You have your glomerular basement membrane, your endothelium, and yung podocytes that supports the GBM. So ang microproteins, makapass through lang sila. Whereas those that are large, such as those with a molecular size greater than 60 kDa or kilodalton, kaya hindi sila makapass through normally. So, meron nga tayong mga urinary proteins. Ano nga yung conditions na may urinary proteins? Pag nasisira yung kidney, and even in cases of, let's say, diabetic nephropathy or the nephrotic syndrome, na naiihi na natin ng albumin and other proteins. So, what do you call the presence of proteins in the urine? Yun yung tinatawag natin na proteinuria, resulting from glomerular or tubular dysfunction, of which qualitatively we could test for its presence using the urine chem strip. So, pwede na it could be trace, positive, 1+, 2+, 3+, 4+. Okay? Pwede din siya negative, of course. And for quantitative naman, we should opt to measure 24-hour urine specimen in order for us to quantify ilan ba talaga in a day ang naiihi na protein ng patient. So, what we do is we precipitate the urine. And typically, we use SSA and TCA other than benzethonium chloride. So what does SSA and TCA stands for? SSA stands for sulfosalicylic acid. And TCA stands for trichloroacetic acid. Other than that, you could also perform chemical methods such as the Biuret method or the Folin-Lowry method. And you could also perform the dye-binding method such as the Kumasi Blue and Poncho S. And majority of this would actually measure total protein, not just albumin. By the way, for urine, there is actually a normal protein present. Typically kasi, when we detect proteins in the urine, ang nadedetect talaga is ang albumin. But what if I told you that proteins normally do have, urine normally does have proteins, but hindi yun albumin. Hindi din yun mga Bence-Jones protein. In fact, ang normal urinary protein is what we refer to as the uromodulin. Uromodulin, also referred to as the TAM horse fall protein. Again, meron tayong normal urinary protein such as the uromodulin, also referred to as the TAM horse fall protein. So again, this is a summary for the determination of the presence of protein in the urine. You have your turbidimetric methods, which uses sulfosalicylic acid, trichloroacetic acid, and the benzethonium chloride. You could also use the Biuret or the Folin-Lowry chemical methods, or even the dye-binding methods. Now, let's move on to CSF proteins. Normally, meron tayong reference interval of 15 to 45 milligrams per deciliter. Why do we measure CSF proteins? Because in certain increases of total CSF proteins could be attributed to meningitis, either bacterial, viral, or fungal, and we could also determine if there is traumatic tap, meaning to say there is a breach in the blood-brain barrier. And it could also be in the cases of multiple sclerosis, in the cases of obstructions, cancers and neoplasms, disc herniation, and cerebral infarction. So, the degree of permeability can be evaluated by measuring the CSF albumin, comparing it with the serum albumin, of which the reference value for CSF albumin-serum albumin ratio is less than 2.7 to 7.3. If the ratio is increased, then it indicates damaged blood-brain barrier. But if the ratio is decreased, then it could indicate hyperthyroidism, fluid leakage from CNS. Now, additionally, I want you to be able to familiar with other proteins present in CSF and typically absent in the plasma. Ano naman yun? Dalawa ang gusto kong malalaman nyo. You have your pre-albumin. And pre-albumin, by the way, can also be referred to as trans-thyretin. So, bakit pre-albumin or trans-thyretin ang tawag sa kanya? Because pre-albumin is more anodal than albumin. Meaning to say, mas malapit siya sa anode. So, before dumating sa albumin fraction, meron pang pre-albumin fraction in the CSF. Additionally, it's also referred to as trans-thyretin because it's actually capable of binding with vitamin A, which is retinol. Trans-thyretin. Okay, other than that, if you remembered in your lecture, meron din tayong tinatawag na transferrin. Diba? Diba transferrin is an acute phase reactant? Pero, in cases here sa CSF, merong special type of transferrin. In fact, it is actually a marker of CSF, wherein if you found this protein in the blood, then it could indicate that there is leakage of CSF into the bloodstream. And that CSF protein marker is what we refer to as tau transferrin. Okay? So that covers proteins in other body fluids, especially in CSF. Thank you for listening.